Today is a sad day. Hello, what happened there? I knocked myself off. No, going back again now. Today is a very sad day in the history of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Ellie's had to put on her glasses because she's been crying since the stream this morning. Mia's taken a frying pan and hit it overhead of the postman because she's just frustrated. And I've turned to vodka and Coke. All because Harry Kane is leaving Spurs. Well, in principle, he's leaving Spurs. And this is the latest we have on this. Kane has it's going across the bottom of your screen. Kane has agreed a deal in principle to join Bayern Munich. Now, this is also according to Christian Falk of Bild as well. Bayern Munich and Kane have also agreed personal terms. So all that's left now is a deal to be struck between Bayern Munich and Tottenham Hotspur. That is looking around the regions of a 90 million euro transfer plus 30 million add-ons. Mia, I'll start with you. How are you this afternoon, and how are you feeling with the news? And how's the poor postman after you whacked him around the head with your frying pan because you got so frustrated with this news?
Do you know what? It's a really weird feeling. I'm good, thank you. Actually, it's a really strange one for me because it's like I almost feel really excited about it and a bit like, oh, we're going to have a new era. This could be something new, start again, rip it all up, start again. But then I'm a bit like, it's going to be weird not seeing Kane in our colours. It's going to be weird seeing Kane, not having Kane come out. It's going to be it is like a bit of a mixed one. And because I've always said that I've obviously admire him. I think he's a fantastic player. So I think, it's a bit of he's one of our own. And it just feels like, wow, this is a new era. Like, it really is a new era.
And Ellie, trying to look cool down the bottom with your sunglasses on and your Spurs hat on and trying to outshine me and Mia. What's your thoughts on this news? Look, it's bound to happen, isn't it? Really, with a year left in his contract, he is bound to go. Isn't he?
I'm like apprehensive but excited at the same time. Like Mia said, that it's like a new era where we can, if we use that money wisely this bloody time, because I'm fed up of wasting money on players that are not going to come in and help us progress. So it's like apprehension, excitement, sadness, all rolled into one. And I don't know which way my emotions are going. More sadness, because obviously he's our talisman and it's going to be hard to replace his goals. But we've survived other big players leaving us. Yeah. So I'm sure that we can survive this one as well. There'll always be a Tottenham Hotspur. Just put it back.
Of course there will be. Well, let's see who's in the chat anyway. We've got big up Bobby K and the 3 Spurs boys over in Canada. Big up Bobby. We've got Jerula in. She says, I'm ready. Carl Simpson, I'm ready for this. Kane off. Who we're going to bring in? We're going to talk about that in a minute. We've got Chaz Fusion. Bayern equal leverage. Well played, Kane Crop. We've got Leo Land Coys. We've got Jerula saying, if this deal Kane gets finalised, I'm still going to be ill. Wayne Bonner, afternoon. I take it Kane and Bayern saga has taken a turn. Yeah, for the worse for Ellie and for the better for me and Mia. Carl Simpson, Charlie has finally learned Agent 101. Take your dad to have a chat.
Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not happy that
he's celebrating
that Kane has done it. No, because I'm going to get clipped up by saying that that's what I think, and that's not okay, people.
Nah.
I want what's best. I want what's best for the club.
Yeah,
I want what's best for the club.
Yeah,
so.
I know. I'm just winding you up, Mia. Don't worry. We've got Wayne Bonner. I'd rather have Sugar Kane as my agent than Charlie Kane. What the hell are you doing now, Ellie?
Right, I'm getting my Harry Kane hat on for the Bayern Munich weather. I'm only joking.
We do apologise. Ellie has lost the plot completely down below. We will be calling the women in white coats to come and pick her up in a minute. Hod God 10, good afternoon. So it looks like he's off to Bayern. Oh, well. Somebody from Spurs between the lines. I don't know who they are, but good afternoon.
Joe, I will say is that's a really good name for a channel. If you go and search it, you should definitely subscribe to them.
It's a refugee channel.
Yeah. We've got Airtel Cockrell. Afternoon, Dermot, Mia and Ellie. Hot God, I was hoping to see Maddison thread balls to Kane to finish off. Well, he might do it to Richarlison now. We've got Fitzpatrick. Hello, people. Hi, Fitzpatrick. We've got Gary Becks. They pay what Levy wants, or they don't sign him personally. I take 80 million plus add-ons. I feel it's time. Well, we're looking around 90 million plus add-ons, so you may not be too far off actually with that. We've got Dragon D Nuts. Why can't he sign
Yes.
and then we loan him out for a season to win stuff? If it was that simple. We've got Eamon Burns. Big up, Eamon. Afternoon, guys. Haven't seen you in here before, so big up. We've got Terry Pools as well. Levy. We've got Simon Cohen here from the south of France. You lucky bugger.
Oh,
Hope it's not warm for you. Mind you, here in Wexford today now, it's quite warm and sunny. And what's it like down in Dover? Near you?
It's a little bit cloudier today. It has been really muggy though, really muggy and warm this morning. It was very sunny this morning, and I was really hot walking the dog. I've got to be honest.
yeah.
Darren says, please do not read FC Bind. We did not actually get this from FC Bind, by the way. That put so much fake news out. I said last night, Bayern will not pay what Levy wants. 60 million euros, about 45-ish pounds, 45 million pounds. Levy wants twice that. He won't go to Bayern. Well, we'll have to see. We've got Anthony Francis. I'm a Bayern fan. Ready for Kane. Come and win trophies at this giant club. Well, big up, Anthony. Hope you're doing well. Ball being countered. They still have to stump up the cash for Levy. We'll see. We're happy. We've got Ange, not so Spursy. Hi, peeps. We've got Lloyd Hughes. I do hope we actually get Maddison and 2 centre-backs. We've got news on that coming up, okay? And Carl said, it's okay, Mia. I've clipped it and making it into a remix.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
You can shove it where the sun don't shine, mate. That's what I can say about that one.
Is that the soundtrack?
Is it the truth?
It'll be pretty shit.
Yeah, that's true. We've got Ollie saying, happy that the Kane saga is over. That's one of the questions I'm going to be asking. Are we happy it's over? Eamon Burns, I couldn't have Kane going to United for free next year. Would absolutely kill me. Let him go to Bayern. Yeah. I think we're all sort of in agreement on that, aren't we? Really, that look, you've got a choice of making money or letting him go in the free. What would you do if you're Daniel Levy? You tried to make money on the deal, wouldn't you? He is an accountant at the end of the day. We've got FTSM column. Big up column afternoon all. Wayne Bonner, Carl Simpson. How about putting it on the loop?
I hope the columns cheered up after this morning because, man, he was in a bad mood this morning.
Yeah, he was criticizing Kane a lot.
Yeah.
We've got Leo Lang, hope Kane stays. United Spurs of America. Big up, Jacob. He says, big up. So good. Patrick. Dermot, I realise you blocked me in your chat.
I realise you
Did I offend you? Well, you were at the time having a go at Mia, I think, and that on Aurelia. I can't remember who it was. But he did say something that did offend the whole. Do you want to go on, Mia?
Yeah, can we just leave it? If you're in my chat, keep it respectful. I will block you as well. So
yeah,
that's what
I think he said something that offended the channel and the chat, so that's why we blocked you. So please keep it respectful. We've got Tequila. G'day, mates.
G'day.
Get another shrimp on the barbie.
G'day.
Simon Cohen, I'm not coming home now.
He's going to stay in France.
Yeah, just stay there, Simon. Just I don't know.
Yeah. Just go and support PSG.
Yeah. We've got Adrian Tucker. We've got good afternoon all. We've got Adrian Tucker saying the Kane saga drags on, but Kane wants Shearer's record, so Bayern can do one. Well, I've got something to bring up. Harry Winks has liked to Bayern Munich's thing, and I'm going to bring that up in a minute. Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry, Dermot. Don't worry about it. Just don't do it again. Love you, Mia. I'm far too lazy to clip.
Joe, why he says that? It's because he's so close. He only lives down the road from me. It's not far. I can go out and find him. So he knows that.
We've got Spurs Ninja. Ellie trying to act as Bruce Lee down the bottom. Big up you three in the chat. We've got Tequila 316. I could do with some of them today. He says hello. We've got Christopher Inshaw. Celtic are hoping to cash in on rumored Tottenham target Thiago Fusha. That's going to be a tongue twister this summer. I think that will happen, actually. Simon says, I will wave to you and me on Sunday on the way to Stansted Airport.
Yeah, give me a little wave on the way back.
And then we've got Astra 727. Can I say Bale and?
Can I say Bell and? What does that mean?
I haven't.
Can I say Bell and?
Jazz Fusion. Keep David Harris away from tall build.
Yeah. If we hear of somebody jumping off a building,
let's not be saying stuff like that on the internet, guys. Let's not say.
I didn't say anything.
I know, Ellie, don't say things like that.
Timed out for 5 minutes.
No, it's only because it can be. Yeah, just don't say stuff like that.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
Well, Ellie, look, the chat goes with online. If you say something, you will be timed out for 5 minutes. Go and put in the notes.
All right, I'm on the naughty step.
Or got Gary Bex. Daniel Levy would never be able to live it down if Kane waltzes out for free next year. It would be negligence of the highest order.
Yeah.
Can I just say he did? Do you think he learned his lesson from Sol Campbell? And that is why we're having this sort of now. Do you think he can see history repeating itself again?
I think it could be that. And also it could be that maybe he's spoken with Postecoglou and Postecoglou feels like it could be a distraction having a player like him to be, I'm in an urban about his future. You don't know really. There might be, I think there's probably more than one aspect to it why he's thinking it, but definitely with the money, it would be criminal to let him go on a free.
Carl says I'm very scared. Bless him.
As you should be.
Yeah,
It
scares me too. Colin says I will be grumpy until United have been sold. Now I'm really, I'm touchy at the moment. Third day, I will stop smoking.
Well done. Well done, Colin.
Well done.
And Fitzpatrick says I say a lot of nonsense at times, so my thousands of apologies. Okay. That's it. Dropped. Right, guys. We've got. Is that Maddison to Newcastle now? Kane might be off. Am I reading that right? Is that Maddison
to Newcastle now? Kane. So I thought Maddison was in with us.
The latest I have on. The latest I have on Maddison is Spurs are hoping to strike a deal with Leicester for Maddison as early as this week. Leicester City want 55 million plus, but Spurs are expected to try for under 50 million all in. Optimism a deal can be struck with Maddison, open to a move. It's been on Spurs' radar since last summer. So we're looking to go in around 40 to 45 or probably 50 million for Maddison. So that's the latest on that, guys. So where do you think, and also to add to that, Tottenham have agreed personal terms with James Maddison as talks with Leicester are finally advancing. So talks are underway. I understand Spurs chairman Daniel Levy is very active on this deal, trying to get it done as ASAP. So what do you reckon, guys, to that bit of news on Maddison before we go back to the Harry Kane news?
I'm pleased if that's what Postecoglou wants. I'm pleased that he's going to get the man that he wants. That's even though I've made my feelings on Maddison very clear. I trust my manager, and if that's who he wants, then so be it.
Well, Christopher Inshaw says Tottenham in advance talks of Maddison. Sky Sports News now. Well, can I just break it to you, Christopher? We were first to announce this morning on Mia's break-in show, so we're well ahead of Sky Sports as normal. Hopefully, do a package deal. Leicester want Winks.
That's good.
Yes, they do, but it's not going to be part of the Maddison deal. It's going to be separate, which I think is okay. Like, I don't mind that, because the thing is, we're going to put money out on one hand and then take with the other. So it doesn't really matter, does it? What I'm trying to say, it doesn't really make that much difference, because if you're going to get the money back from Winks anyway, it's better to do it separate. It's fine by me.
Yeah.
Colin is saying Sky Sports are so slow.
They are. That's what I said earlier, didn't I? I said they were about like 3 hours behind when my brother asks me about it, and I'm like, no, it's fine. I know the latest. Don't go by them.
Gary Bex puts, no, Maddison will instantly become the best player at Tottenham if Kane leaves, plus you get the number 10 shirt. That's true as well, actually.
I think that is true.
Kulu and Benny will run him close, especially Benton when he comes back.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if there is... Yeah, same as before. Personal terms have now been agreed. Spurs still working on the fee. So we will let you know if that breaks. Right, this was put up on Twitter earlier, guys, and look who liked it.
Yeah, Harry Winks.
Harry Winks. Now, this is not the first time he's done this, to be fair. Now, it's actually a very good question. Bayern Munich have bid, well, this is when they made the 70+ million bid this morning. But if you're Harry Kane, should Harry Kane stay at Tottenham to break the Premier League goal scoring record or win almost guaranteed league title at Bayern? Mia, if you're a Harry Kane, what would you do?
Win a title because you want a trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Simples.
Yeah, the thing is, he can go, if he goes to Bayern Munich, he can win a title or two there and then still come back and break it. Because he's that type of player. He's like a Teddy Sheringham. I think Teddy Sheringham played till he was about 38, 39. And he was still good at that age. So I can see Harry doing the same.
I think when Harry leaves, he'll never come back to us. I think when Harry goes, he goes. Personally, myself. And I think we've got Richarlison there. And that's the thing we need to look at. We've got Richarlison bought for 60 million last season to take Kane's place. So do you think, Mia, Richarlison's going to be a good replacement for Harry? Or do you think we're going to have to play a different way now?
A good replacement, no, I can't say yes because Kane is just so good. And I don't think anybody's going to be able to replace him, if I'm honest. Will he be able to score more goals? Yes, I believe this season he will have a better season. But I think we do need to get somebody else in as well. And I think we will do if we've got the money from Kane. I think that we will bring in someone else as well. And we will play differently because we'll be playing a different style of football anyway. So I think that it probably will suit Richarlison a bit more, maybe. So I think he'll score goals, but as many as Harry Kane, no, absolutely he won't.
I don't think so either. I mean, look, Ellie, look, we all want this Maddison deal done. Do you feel, where do we go next after Maddison then? Is it Tasoba? Is he our next target?
Yeah,
we're looking around 25 to 30 million for him. We've got
to get our defence sorted because we made the mistake last year in settling with Davis Dyer and then we got in Longley in January. So we need to strengthen there. Romero's fantastic. We need a top centre half and someone who's up and coming like that Van der Ven. He'll be a very good addition on the left because we're quite weak on the left. If you think when your Joji comes in, he is a proper wing back, but his defensive work is much weaker than his attacking work. So we need somebody solid behind him. Otherwise, we're going to get caught out a lot.
Yeah. I think that Van der Ven can play different positions as well, if I'm correct. So he's very versatile. So he would be perfect to have, and then we can get rid of a lot of deadwood there because he is versatile. We can multi-use him, if that makes sense. Because did you hear what Postecoglou said? He said he doesn't change how he plays. He just uses different players who've got different strengths. So if it's a game that he needs certain strengths, he'll use that player who has them strengths, which I think is really good. So we need people with different abilities and different strengths, and he can do multiple stuff. So I feel like he is a good one. But we're in for Tasoba first, but we still are looking at him. And apparently the links with us are more concrete than they are with Liverpool currently. But it doesn't mean that Liverpool can't swoop in on him. So
they've got all the bargaining power, Liverpool. That's the problem.
We'll have to see what happens in that. Gary Beck said, Richarlison isn't for me, but he'll suit Ange's system arguably better than Kane would. Sonny, Kulu and Mids will score more, though. Is that what we've been missing? Somebody, because Harry Kane has scored the majority of the goals, but the goals don't get, how can I put it, they don't get shared around a lot at the moment. No. And do you feel with Kane gone, do you think that would give more players to shine? And do you think we'll be looking more at a Sonny to lead the line more than he could be the replacement to replace Harry Kane, because he has won the top goal scorers. So,
I think Sonny would be better to play behind Richarlison, and Richarlison play as an all-out number 9, pressing and going for goal, because now he's going to be the main man, right? They're going to be finding him. right? Whereas before he was a bit of a lost donkey, wasn't he? He was like put on the left, put on the right. He didn't know where he was playing him, and he got confused, the boy. No wonder he didn't have a good season. Then he picked up the injury, didn't he, Dermot? So, you know, we're going to see a lot more from Richarlison. Whether he can hit the heights of Kane, that remains to be seen. But, you know, even if he chips in with 15 and we've got another 15, 20 goals coming in from Maddison, that's for sure.
Well,
that's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
That obviously, like when you think about a Maddison, the goals he chips in, if then with Richarlison, then we've got other players like Sonny and Akulu. I feel that those goals can definitely be found 100%. And someone said about Richarlison being offside, but the problem is that what we were asking him to do was run and get at the end of a ball. But what he'll be doing is sits in the box and the ball's going to come into him. And he's less likely to be offside because he's going to be in that box with hopefully a lot of players and hopefully he won't catch himself offside. But that's why I feel like this is actually his strength. I think that Postecoglou can put his arm around him and say, listen, I can see what you do with your country. I want you to do the exact same thing for me. And I feel like that will give him that kind of boost as well, you know. I really do.
Yeah. And we've got Adrian Soccer saying the PA news agency understands Spurs have not received an official offer for Kane from the Bundesliga's champion. Now, we know they put in a 70 million bid this morning, Mia?
Yeah,
plus
it was
add-ons.
70 million euros plus add-ons, which was obviously rejected.
And so they are going to go back in with a 90 million plus add-ons bid. But as we said before, Kane has agreed a deal in principle to join Munich. So that is what we're hearing. But big up Adrian Soccer. We've got Eltel says if Kane goes, it's because lazy. Levy has accepted Bayern's offer and it meets with Levy what Levy is asking for. Hogod 10 saying Ange may go for Kyogo. He knows the system and would slot right in. Use Richarlison as a back. Look, I hope he does go for Kyogo. I love him up at Celtic. I really do. I think he's a very fast, nimble little striker. And do you feel that he might be something different that we're looking for?
Yeah, and also don't forget he knows Postecoglou very, very well. So he can slot right in. He doesn't have to learn anything because he already knows what's expected of him. So really, it's perfect for him because he can start while maybe Richarlison is learning how he wants him to play.
Yeah.
So he can do that. He can let him learn, like Richarlison, and play Kyogo because he already knows how to play his system and score those goals. So yeah, I think it actually would work out pretty well if we've got him as well.
Ellie, would you like to see us go back to Celtic? A couple of players from Celtic?
Yeah,
who would you like to see us go back for?
I like Kyogo. Obviously, he comes with 28 goals, I believe he scored for Postecoglou. Like Mia said, he would fit straight in. He wouldn't have to learn anything. He'll just go straight in. He reminds me a bit like Matoma as well because his movement is fabulous. And then do you know who else that we haven't mentioned on this channel, I don't think, is Jota. Now, he's a player, very good player, technical Portuguese. He will slot in well as well. And he's got a really good partnership with Kyogo because he plays on the wing, but he's like an inverted wing midfielder. So he'll be perfect to play Angie's style and he'll be a feeder as well. So we won't just have Maddison as our playmaker. We can have him as well.
Yeah, look, I agree. Look, I love Kyogo. I think he's great up at Celtic. Jota as well. I think there's a few players, but will Celtic sell to us? That's the thing. And I don't think Celtic will. I think if we come knocking, I think they will be asking for over the odds for these players. We've got Carl Simpson saying sometimes there was the pressure to pass the ball to Kane. This hindered the. Do you want to read this one out, Mia? Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Sometimes there's pressure to pass the ball to Kane has hindered the creativity. So you never know. We could play with more freedom. That is a very good point.
That's actually a good point.
Because it's literally into Kane, isn't it? So, yeah.
And Joe, you were saying about Kyogo. Joe, I think maybe Brendan Rodgers won't play the same way. So maybe he'll want to go and he's got 2 years left on his contract. So he might put in a request and say, listen, I want to go where Ange is because I know Ange plays the kind of football that I like. That's the other thing you've got to think of.
Yeah.
Look, we've got a fear, Stuart. Wheeler's saying, I wonder if Danjuma would have been any good.
I
Don't
saw him
know. It's a bit of an unknown.
Forest, and he was taken off. He just looked like a lost puppy. He looked like a man going out rather than playing for us.
Right, I have got a bit of breaking news. This is class to the Harry Kane thing, so I'll bring it up now. I understand that Daniel Levy will not accept any offer for Harry Kane if it doesn't meet the 100 million British pounds asking price. So I don't know if that means he might accept the 90 million plus add-ons.
Yeah, but that's got to be pounds. So in euros, that's over 120, about 120, isn't it?
Yeah,
Euros.
Yeah. So it'd be 90 plus 30 add-ons.
Yeah.
Even to be entertained by Munich.
Look, for me, I know Kane wants to get the best out of this deal, but we just have to wait and see. For me, look, he's got to accept it. He's got a year left in his contract, and this for me 6 months.
Do you know that other the second offer that you did say?
Yeah.
Do you think is that enough? Because you said it's 90, didn't you? Plus,
yeah,
that's more near the 100. That's 100 euros, which is a bit less, isn't it? It is a little bit less than the 100 pounds mark.
That's 80 million euro, 90 million euros. So I don't know what that's in.
That's about. Oh gosh, I don't know exactly.
Hang on.
Just do a quick conversion on your phone. That's it.
That's 77.3 million pound plus add-ons.
Yeah, that won't be enough, will it?
No. So if you're looking at, hang on, sorry. You're looking at 100 million. Where is it? Pounds now.
Don't forget, in with the add-ons, they might do it, but with add-ons to make up sort of a bit more.
They usually say if he plays in the Champions League and we win the Champions League, we'll give you a bonus of some sort.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm just.
Or if he plays a certain amount of games for us.
So I'm just changing it now into just there. Do you want to see who's in the chat there for 2 minutes there, Mia?
Yeah.
And I'll
let's get to that comment that was last. Let's see. We have got Tequila saying I was talking to someone else. Good shout, Ellie, Ari, Jota. Maybe Brendan will be open to offers depending on his system. Yeah, I think so, to be honest, Hot God. I did say I think we're depending on the system. We did Danjuma dirty, if you ask me. Dirty. Yeah, we did do a bit dirty, I suppose, but we don't know how good he is going to become. Kyago, Maddison and CCV could form a very good spine. Would you take him, Carter Vickers, back?
No. No. He's not good enough for the Premier League, in my opinion. I don't think... I would Kyago, Maddison, yeah, but Carter Vickers, I don't think he's good enough. That 100 million euro is pounds. It's 116.3 million euro.
Okay, so it would need to be that plus add-ons, or with hold on, that's 100. Then yeah, they might offer a bit less, and like I say, bring it up with the add-ons.
Yeah. I think with him agreeing the deal in principle, I think he's now made his thing that he wants to move. There's no doubt in my mind now that he wants to move. Column says 116 million euro.
Yeah.
Dragon That's Nuts says Celtic are open to cashing in on rumored Tottenham target Kyago Fusha this summer for 16 million.
That's a bargain.
That is a
bargain.
Yeah.
Even if he gets half the goals at Celtic, he chips in 14, 15. That's good.
Darren says Bayern will have to totally scrap their transfer policy. They want to. Well, from my understanding, Bayern Munich have completely changed their board, as far as I knew.
Yeah, they have. They've chucked everyone out, didn't they?
Yeah, so I wonder if they're going down a different route there. But look, we can only report to you what's been reported to us. So if we didn't bring you this news, what we got today, we'd be pretty silly not to. So to be fair, we've got super chat here from Nithan Passard from India. Big up Nithan. Hope you're doing well. He says, "Son with Charleston, Kulu, Maddison, Bentacore, and Bazuma." It is. You agree, Mia?
Yeah, I think that would be a really positive team. You know, as long as we've got some new centre backs, I think that would be a really exciting team to watch.
Yeah, you, Ellie, would you be happy with that sort of a midfield and a forward line?
I'd love Porro to get a look in there, but then you've got to lose Kulusevski because he plays on that side. So, judging on what I saw from Porro and what I saw from Kulu last season, I'd put Porro in because he's a man on form and he scored goals.
What, as a winger?
Yeah.
Because he's a right wing back, isn't he? But I wouldn't play him as a right wing back if I was you, because if I was Ange, sorry, because he can't defend the boy. He's brilliant.
Can I just say, Corey, I've got it on good authority that he has agreed. Just because BBC and Sky Sports don't have it yet, doesn't mean that we haven't got our own sources on this deal. And I wouldn't put it up if I wasn't going to stand by it. So, I stand by what I put up and stand by what my source gives me. So that's my thing. Everyone's entitled to what they want, and I understand what you're saying, but I stand by. I stand by what my source is saying, and he said to me that they've agreed a deal in principle. Then I'm going to put up with this agreed deal in principle. So fair enough. But look, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going to take it down just because Sky Sports or BBC Sports haven't put it up yet. I mean, they were always behind. I mean, they were behind us when we got Postecoglou in charge. They were behind.
And also, I think Sky haven't even said about the bid, and they're saying no, it didn't happen. And then I think they must have. I don't know if they've gone back on it yet, but everyone else was reporting that it was David Ornstein had said it. So, and he said it first, and Sky take at least a couple of hours to catch up with that normally, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, it's up to you, Corey, but it's how we want to do it on here, so I'll do what... That's fair enough. No problem there.
Robert's the king of the breaking news. What are you on about?
Yeah. Carl said, don't worry, mate. Every channel was saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So we've got Dara. That changed their board because the last board I was spent, Shalamovic broke their transfer last year to Dutch defender. The defender cost 67 million euro. That cost him his job. Well, we just have to wait and see, don't we? And Adams Phillips says BBC haven't even touched the Venom story yet. I know, I haven't seen them on there.
No, that's the thing. Like I would say mainstream media aren't always the best because they seem to report stuff much later on. The BBC, Sky, like honestly, they don't report the latest. Definitely not.
Yeah. But no, we've got Jim just getting what news have me and Kate. Just got in. What news have me or what news? Well, Kane has agreed in principle to join Munich. What can I say? Bring it up here now for you. It's according to Christian Facker, Bayern Munich and Kane have agreed personal terms, and he has already agreed a deal in principle to join Bayern Munich, but both clubs have not yet agreed on the transfer fee. Daniel Levy will not accept anything less than 100 million euro, which works out to be, what's it, Mia?
116, wasn't it?
16 million.
116
million euro. That's 100 million pounds. So that is the very latest we have. We've got Jazz Fusion. We've got Destiny and Porro will start on the wing. Son will move central, I think. And I can see that. I can see that happening at all. We've got Adam Phillip, really annoying. Tony ain't available to replace Kane. Yeah, that's true.
True.
Afternoon to a girl who loves Spurs. Big up.
Big up, Kate.
I like my official links as I in the nose get it wrong. I feel. Well,
That's cool.
that's
Everybody's got different views of it and what they think about ITKs. A lot of people, like, I wouldn't say that Faulkner was an ITK. I would say that he's a very reputable guy, actually, and that's where we got the deal in principle from as well. So the fact that he's saying it tells you a lot, in my humble opinion. A lot of the stuff that we bring you has also been reported by reputable journalists as well, if you look around hard enough for stuff. I said about Sancho being on our radar, and nobody believed me. I was like, "Where are you getting this source from?" And I'm like, "Go and look." And then a little bit later, I was like, "Oh yeah, Jadon Sancho might be coming to Tottenham or whatever." No, whatever the news was. And I was like, I reported that. So actually, if you look hard enough, I don't think he will come to us, by the way. It was just that was something that we had apparently on our radar. But the fact that I reported it doesn't make it fake news. I looked around for the sources.
We don't break news on this channel unless it's checked out about 10 times in. I mean, I check it out, Ellie then checks it out, Philip then checks it, and then Mia then checks it out. So we all check. If we get news in, all four of us all check each other's sources out to make sure it is good enough news to bring up. And look, you can believe it, don't believe it. It doesn't really bother us. We're just here to bring you. We're not paid by Sky, or we're not paid by the BBC. We're not paid by TalkSport. We're a channel made by Tottenham fans who don't get paid by anybody. We do this out of our own time, and we spend a lot of hours doing this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day we all spend at the computer.
I mean, if you want to put a super chat in and help support the channel, you're absolutely welcome to, anybody. And also get your memberships on THFC to I Die too.
Yeah, and also get your patrons on Spurs Between the Lines as well to help Mia along the way as well. And look, we this costs us money to do. We don't get paid. We're not bankrolled by Sky or TalkSport. So any news that we do, we bring it to you because we feel we have a responsibility as YouTubers to bring you the very latest news. Even if it's right or wrong, even if it's wrong, we want to give you the latest news because we feel we have an obligation to do it to you.
And can I just say, even those reputable journalists, they get information and things change. And it doesn't mean they were wrong. It just means things change. It doesn't mean that we're wrong necessarily. It's just that something has changed. So
yeah. And that's it. There's no smoke without fire, and I don't think there isn't. We've got Carl here saying, "Keep up the great work, guys. I trust you 1,000% more than Sky Sports, Slow Sports, and use this report and up the cock. Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Yes, go on, Carl.
He got you
every
time.
Don't worry, Dermot. Don't worry. Everybody finds it funny. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Tequila says, "Thank God you're not black by TalkSport."
Oh no!
I think if we got back by TalkSport, I think Philip would have an absolute fit. I think if we did that, Philip Brady.
Paying it.
I wouldn't mind going on having a word with a few of them. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I'd have a battle with that Simon Jordan.
Do you know what? Simon Jordan, I'd actually be very interested to talk to him because I feel like his point of view is a very interesting and intriguing one, actually.
I would say something different.
I actually quite like Simon Jordan, to be fair.
Oh my God, you guys!
I actually do.
I didn't say I liked him. I just think he's intriguing, like the way that he processes things, the way his point of view, and actually, I feel like there's people out there who are worse than him when it comes to Tottenham. I think that actually his point of view is very interesting.
I don't like the way he talks about players and fans. He's very condescending. I don't like that. Just stick to what you know, Simon. I agree with you. He's very opinionated, but sometimes he backs up his opinions with more substance, and then you start listening to him more and find it intriguing. Yeah, because he doesn't just say things without research,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of find him a bit intriguing because I always go into people's thought processes, and when he talks, I'm But like, so how comes you've come to that conclusion? That's what I'd like to ask him. How comes you've come to that conclusion? Explain to me. You know, they're the sort of things that I would love to ask him. I think I'd have a good conversation because I don't think I'll be aggressive or with it. So I think he'd probably accept it and go back and forth quite a lot, because I think I'd ask him in a way because I'm intrigued more than anything about him.
We've got Carl. Oh yes, you know Harry Rowe, Dermot, you're a legend. Oh, thanks, Carl. Sorry, you. Kate saying, just the girl who loves Spurs. Please get over to her channel and hit a like and subscription button as well. I love Simon Jordan. He's my favourite on Talk Sport. He does a podcast, and he did one with John Barnes, and it was really interesting to hear about the racism that he went through in the 80s and 90s playing for Liverpool. And how there isn't many black managers in the game. And he put a very good insight onto why there isn't many black managers in the game, which is something that needs to change. Yeah. And it was really interesting. And he did one with, who was that? Tim Sherwood, who managed us back in the day as well. And his working dealings with Daniel Levy and Harry Kane is nearly going to be sold to Leicester. And he really praised Daniel Levy. He was defending him in a way for his dealings and how he is at Tottenham. So, you know, it's two very good podcasts there. So please look them up. But yeah, I like a bit of Simon Jordan. Adam Phillips, I like Simon Jordan. Okay. $1 for donuts, Dermot. That's what Tequila's saying to me. Fair enough. $1 for donuts.
Right, I'll put the link in, everybody. Go and give Kate a follow, because if you don't, I will come and I will find you. Come on, guys. We're going to support every new channel that comes out there, so please go ahead and do it, honestly. Go.
There you go. We just put it up there for a minute. We've got Dave in the chat. David Clark, my nemesis, says, hello, everybody in the chat. It's my opinion. Okay, it's your opinion. Fair enough. That Maddison knows that Kane is staying. Well, he ain't. And that he'll be that way his tipping point in wanting to come to Spurs to play. He's coming to London because his missus wants to shop at Harrods and in the West End of London. He doesn't want to go up to Newcastle, where there isn't a lot to do up in Newcastle, but there's more to do in London. So that's why Maddison will come to Spurs, because his missus knows where all the decent shops are in London.
I think you've offended all the Geordies now.
Yeah, listen, I think that the allure of London is something I think that is there. But I feel like that Postecoglou has probably said to Maddison, listen, you are going to come in my team and make it special. And I think that appeals to a player as well. And yes, his wife is going to have twins, so she's going to have no time for shopping, right? Trust me. She's going to have two babies, so she's going to be busy feeding her babies, looking after and changing nappies. But yeah, I'm sure that London has got that allure. Absolutely, it has.
What she'll be doing is a lot of online shopping. Just put it that way.
Yeah, no offense to people in Newcastle. Spent many of a good Saturday night in Newcastle. Really did. Just I wouldn't live there. Now I'm going to get loads of views from Geordies now. I like Simon Jordan, says Grace Salent, in isolation. But after a while, you hear him backtracking and being a hypocrite. That as well. I will say that. He does do that.
That's why he intrigues me. But that's why he intrigues me, because I would want to challenge him and say, hold on, but you just said this. So why are you saying that? Like, that's the kind of thing I would try and challenge him on.
Adam Phillips says Jason Cundy's the one who needs a slap. Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. I can't stand him.
He's a Mickey taker. He just takes it too far.
There's a little story. While I was in London with Dave and Jack, we were staying in the same apartment and we were having a beer one night. And Jack had got into his head he was going to ring up Jason Cundy. Now, we wish he did. I don't know if he ever did. But he's going to ring up one night and take him to task and ask him the question is, how come you play for Spurs, scored for Spurs, but you always slag us off?
Yeah,
why?
He's a Chelsea fan, that's why. Yeah. And he loves Chelsea and he won't give us no credit. Even though we employed him, he sticks the knife into us all the time.
He chats absolute waffle, that's what he chats. Absolute bloody waffle, mate.
Jim's in a question for the panel. Oh, Ellie, have you got your question for the shirt this week? we're going to do in a minute?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Well, let me do this first, and then we'll bring up the shirt. Put your question into the chat. I'm going to explain how you can enter this competition. Jim Boxwell says, question for the panel. Do you think Kane will go? Mia, I'll let you go first, and Nelly, then I will go last.
Yes, I do think he will go.
That's very straight to the point.
I mean, if you ever know me to be any different?
Not really, no. Even when she rings me, she scares the hell out of me. Anyway, it's like Liam Neeson ringing you saying, I will find you. I know I've got a particular set of skills. When Mia's number comes up on your phone, you're sort of thinking,
Should I answer it?
Be very afraid with this phone call. Ellie, do you think Kane will go? Hand on heart, and don't hand on heart. Honest
hand on heart. I think he will leave because he's come to the end of his tether. He wanted to go last season. He didn't get his big move to Man City, and look who swoops in. And I just feel he's come to that stage in his career where he's 30 years old. He needs to be thinking about himself now and winning some trophies. Put yourself first.
For me, I think Kane will go. I think he'll go. I think it'll be done within the next couple of weeks, actually. I think it'll be done before pre-season. The only way I can't see it being done is either they break down in talks on the contract, or they've agreed that in principle, or something along Daniel Levy then gets cold feet. But he will go. So the problem is, Harry Kane, you'll have to deal with this now, because in 6 months' time, we won't have a say where he goes or who he goes to. So do you think the other question to this is, Mia, and I'll start with you in this, do you think Kane is playing for the long game? That in 6 months' time, he said, well, I'll tell you what, I can get a better deal for myself in 6 months' time.
Do you know what? If he really cared about the club, I don't think he would be that calculating. I think that he will see it as this is a good compromise for the club and for himself, because in 6 months, where is he going to go? Who will actually want him where he can win trophies that's in the UK? Like, I just think to myself, Man City's the only one, and they've got Haaland. So where else is he guaranteed? Man United are going to get another striker. So I feel like this is like a really good compromise for him. I really do think so, because I think that he can go and win trophies. He's not going to be in the Prem and like obviously helping out a rival. So yeah, I feel like this is probably somewhere in the middle for us as a club and for Harry Kane, to be honest.
Look, I think we all agree Harry Kane will go. But I tell you where he won't be going to, and I've just got this in. That is, Manchester United have reinforced their stance on Harry Kane. They will not re-enter the race unless the price tag is reduced.
Yeah.
So that's one place he won't be going to. Mia, if you could put up your pound going down to the bookies, right, and you put your pound on it, where do you think he will end up? Do you think this deal will get through for Bayern Munich, by the end of the week, by the end of next week?
Just to say, if I go to a bookies, they'll probably kick me out because I can't even reach up to the counter.
Buy your steps.
Steps. Do you know what? I need steps everywhere I go, because it's really annoying when you can't reach stuff. For me, I would say he is going to go and end up at Bayern Munich, I reckon.
Yeah. Ellie, if you had pound, you went down to the bookies. Do you think this deal will be done this week or next week?
I think next week, because there's going to be a lot of haggling over the cost and all the add-ons and all that sort of thing. And Spurs are notorious for haggling a deal, aren't we? We really are. We're not the easiest club to deal with. We've got a reputation, and that reputation comes through Daniel Levy as well, because really what he wants to do is get the best for the club when he's selling the player. He's not doing anything bad by doing that. But, when we go to buy a player as well, he wants to get the best deal. So it swings and roundabouts. You've got to get the best for your club. And if Kane, he wants 100 million for him, stick by your guns, Daniel, and get that 100 million for us.
Just to go, who loves Spurs. I hope Kane goes to Bayern. We are not strengthening another Premier League team, and the saga can come to a conclusion. Else we'll have to have this all over again in January. Well, it's
Yeah.
not be all over again in January. It'll be where he wants to go. Now, Ellie, it's your turn with a question this week.
Yeah.
I've done one. Or is it your turn this week, Mia?
I don't mind. I can do a question.
Do you want Mia to do this one, Ellie? You do last week. Or do you want to do this week?
I don't mind. Doesn't
Right.
bother me. Toss a coin.
Okay, go on, Ellie. You do it this week. Mia do it last week. Mia, what's your question? And what you can win is a signed 100% Packer, nothing out of Dale Boyd's suitcase, not out the back of his 3-wheel van. It has to be sold by Rodney round the corner out of a suitcase. This is a proper 100% Emerson Royale shirt signed by the man himself. And Philip did week 1 with a question. I did week 2. How you enter is by a €2 super chat. That will get you into the competition. And then whoever buys a Patreon on Mia's channel gets into the competition that we as well. So Mia, Ellie, what is your this week's question?
Do you want me to do it or Mia?
I know, me. It's me. You said.
No,
You said
yeah.
Ellie.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay then.
So Chris Waddle and Glenn Hoddle were in the charts in the 1980s. What was the name of their single that they did?
And the funniest answer will also get in as well. As we get the girls to pick the
Yes.
funniest answer.
I love
But to
that.
enter, you have to enter by a €2 super chat, and then you will enter the competition, and that we will do. So the question again, Mia. Do you want to put it into the chat for us, Mia, so people can see it in there?
Hold on. In the 1980s, Chris Waddle and Glenn Hoddle. Oh God, Glenn Hoddle in the charts with a song. What was the name of this hit single that they did?
Come
Stuart
on.
Wheeler says "Fog in the Time."
Fucking saying
Corey says it's always look on the bright side of life.
always look on the bright side of life.
The answer, it's raining men.
It's raining men. Hallelujah.
We've got shiny, shiny
Illumination.
We've got Corey Boyne saying, "I'm never going to give you up."
Never gonna give you up.
I tell you one thing, he done very well at Glasgow.
Oh, he was brilliant. He was brilliant. I was really shocked. I thought, who is that? My husband goes, Rick Astley. And I thought, what?
He did a version of AC/DC Highway to Hell.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Do you know what?
Brilliant.
I absolutely loved that song. I remember when I was a kid, and it was just, I just love it. It's so cheesy that I just absolutely love it. And Joe, what you get rickrolled, don't you, with that song? And my kids know that song because of being rickrolled. That's how great it is that they even know that song. And I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it is.
Big up, Neil. Look, I tell you what, because you were the first one in, we'll enter into the competition. So you're in, but to enter, you have to put it into a €2 super chat.
Well done.
But because you were the first one in with the right answer, I'm feeling a bit generous today. So we'll let you in on the sneaky side.
Oh, Joe, I think it is. It's Mysterious Girl. It's Mysterious Girl by Peter Andre. They did a cover. They did the original, sorry. And then Peter Andre did the cover version.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
It's not I'm a Barbie girl, is it?
Come on, Barbie, let's go party. I love that. That's so funny.
Colin says the song was called Sing. The song was called Sing for the Cock. The song was I'm a Barbie girl.
I'm a Barbie girl. Barbie girl.
We've got Dragon D Net saying the Hoddle Waddle. We've got Kate saying long hair don't care. Jim's going for the national anthem. Yeah, right, okay. Gary Becks was Hoddle and Waddle's hit was called Don't Mess With My Toot Toot. Corey says when this small world starts getting you down. Yeah, when the Spurs getting you down. And Jim, there, big up Jim with the €2 super chat.
Another one entry for Jim. Blimey.
Yeah. Jim's after this shirt, I'm telling you. He really is after this shirt.
If he don't win it, he'll be very disappointed.
Well, we might get him on as a second prize. You get to come on and join us for a show. So there you go.
Yeah.
Diamond Lights, and that is the correct answer. But you have to enter by €2 super chats. The other way you can enter.
Come on.
Is joining us actually more of a punishment than it is a pleasure, to be fair?
Well, it's up to you, however you look at it. But
When
we've
they
got
join
Hoddle to
Luke's,
Waddle singing Careless Whispers.
Careless whisper.
We've got
Or does your mother know? Is that one by the ABBA song?
yeah, or you got Tie Your Mother Down by Queen.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
You know what?
Seven
Queen
Seasons
song
Why I like.
Girls.
That's a great 70s Queen song. We've got Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs, Diamond Lights, because they're worth it. Big up. And that big up for the super chat as well.
I've got one that it definitely was Big Fat Bottom Girls.
Yeah.
That's it. Fat bottom girls make the right go round.
See, we've mentioned song and he starts singing.
Oh, no.
David Clark, The World is a Great Big Onion.
Oh.
Is it?
Has it got layers? That's what Shrek says.
Can we chop it up and fry it, please?
Jerry Beck's always look on the bright side of life. We've got Heal the World Feet, Elaine Jury.
Ooh.
I remember that when that came out about Elaine Jury, all right. Colin saying it was Talk Dirty to Me.
Oi, oi.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, I like that song too.
Kate saying Hoddle to Waddle, you're so beautiful to me. And then we've got Ange Not So Spursy, Tiptoe in the Tulips.
Tiptoe in the tulips. You don't know that one, Mia. You're too young.
It's a remix of Suspicious Minds. Yeah, I tell you one thing.
Brilliant song.
The version the Fine Young Cannibals did, that was a great version.
My husband's going to trip up over the box.
Anyway,
find
the box. But anyway, so you can enter by that's going to be run now for the rest of the week. We'll get the questions in, and we'll the question for the rest of the week. But you can only enter by a €2 super chat. Well, guys, look, we're going to end it off here. Look, it's been a funny old stream, hasn't it? It's been a funny old day.
Yeah.
We started with Ellie's breakfast show. Hi, Theo. How are you doing?
All right, T. Dermot said hello.
Hello.
All right, there you go.
He's got a 10-second delay on all his answer.
Hard day at work.
Hard day at night. You know, when he comes in from work, he's so knackered he doesn't answer anybody.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
And I'll feed him, and then he's all right.
I'm going to go and look for the wee donker. How are you? How are you doing?
All right.
Anyway.
Get off now.
That's no way to speak to your husband. Get off now.
It's QPR fan, isn't he? What do we want him on our
well, we all have our problems. Anyway. So listen, we had your breakfast show this morning, Mia, and then it all kicked off. Mia did a joint show with Ellie earlier.
Really good.
About Harry Kane. We've started this now with Harry Kane. Look, he's agreed in principle to join Munich. That's not been reported by us. It's also being reported by Christian Falk of the is that the blind?
Build?
The build.
Build.
He's a green person. Look, we know he's going to go. We know it's time for him to go. Are you going to be sad he's going?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think it's an end of an era, and it's kind of good as in that we want to get the money for him, but it is kind of sad that he come for our academy, and whatever day he leaves, whenever it would be now or in the future, it will always be a little bit sad, won't it? Like, I'm not going to get upset majorly about it, but it is a bit like, end of an era, you know?
Well, I have major breaking news on a potential signing for Spurs, so I'm going to run the breaking news thing. Which one shall I use?
Oh.
Or shall I just use Fred? Shall I use Fred?
Go on, just use Fred.
Yeah, just use
Fred on this potential news of us signing. That doesn't making me laugh every time.
My husband did that once.
I tell you one thing. It was actually Shamu sent me that. a long while ago during the World Cup. Actually, I can use it with Philip Brady. I have so much fun with it with Philip. Anyway,
no, but
anyway,
my husband did that in Cyprus once. He
Did
ran
he?
in because he was trying to give up cigarettes, and he got so tense, and he walked into the It was closed, but he walked into it and he smacked his head.
Right.
It didn't actually shatter though, like that guy.
But anyway, here is the breaking. Right, the breaking news is Tottenham are reportedly set to sign Clement Lenglet, yippee, in a permanent transfer from Barcelona. According to the Spanish outlet Sport, he is now expected to join the club on a permanent basis with a 3-year deal in the pipeline. Barcelona are said to be eager to offload Lenglet this summer as part of a mass exodus of players, and they will demand round just £8.6 million for his signature. Guys, Hamir, you happy with that news with Lenglet coming?
Do you know what? I'll be happy if we get another 2 centre backs. If we get another 2, I'll be fine with that because that's somebody who's like a backup to the backup. But I won't be happy if he is one of our 2. I will not be happy at all. No.
What do you reckon, Ellie? Are you happy?
Thing is, 8.6 million, that's how they value him. So you're not getting a quality player like the finished article quality player. In my book, you need to have lots of defensive strengths, and he's lacking, but the passing ability is very good,
Yeah. Corey says, I'm done with this club. Sell Kane and sign long gap, mate. We need centre back, so he's a decent defender. So I don't know what you're complaining about, Corey. Seriously.
I'll tell you what, right? It doesn't, just because the 2 they don't correlate. Just because we're going to maybe possibly sell Kane and we might possibly be getting Lenglet, doesn't mean we're not going to get other players. So are you going to say, oh, I'm done with this club, we're selling Kane and getting Maddison? No, because people want Maddison. I understand that people might not be, we're getting Lenglet, but I feel like I say, if he's a 3rd option, then maybe that's not so bad, if that makes sense.
There is better centre-backs out there, I agree. But I think if you looked at Lenglet and Romero in the back 4 when we played Crystal Palace, grant you, it wasn't the most interesting game to watch at the time. It was quite boring.
Yeah.
But also, he kept Romero calm. They had a good understanding. As soon as Dyer came on, when Lenglet had to go off injured, Palace nearly scored.
And also, what I'd like to add to that is that I think Postecoglou might use him in a different way.
Yeah.
He might use him as a left wing back rather than a centre back, because he has got very good passing ability and he moves the ball quickly. He's very decisive with his passing. So he might use him in a different light, and we might even see a different type of player evolve from it, because that's what Postecoglou's good. He's good at looking at player strengths and playing to those strengths.
I think also he'd be coming in, I think a lot of people saying in the chat, he'd be coming in as a squad player. I think that'd be more.
Yeah.
The other bit of news I've got now, Harry Maguire has been offered to Tottenham for 35 million. The ball is in Tottenham's court now. If they decide to proceed with the target, they've been looking at this summer. Wages could be an issue with this move. So there you go. Look, I've been one of the ones that has actually quite liked Lenglet. I thought he played quite well for when he was with us on loan. But look, everyone's entitled to their opinions, and that's what it is. We've got Carl saying, back the manager. That's all we have to do. We don't get worked up over incoming. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one decision I refuse to support Ange for.
The thing is, right, is that people are judging the window already and it hasn't finished. What I would suggest to everyone, this is just my opinion, is to judge it once we've got everybody out and everybody in that Ange is able to do for this summer. So judge it then. Don't judge it in isolation, you know, because if we get 2 other centre backs and we've got him, like I say, the backup, is that really all for probably not. It's not the worst decision in the world. If we get Maguire as well, then yeah, of course, I'm going to be screaming and going down there myself and having a go at Levy and saying, what the hell are you doing? But the fact is that we can't do it in isolation at the moment. We can't keep going, oh, this player in isolation is all bad news, you know? I would say wait a little bit, see what happens with other signings, because Tapsoba apparently is close. We are getting closer to getting Tapsoba. So if we get a Tapsoba and we get a Tosin, then Van de Ven, are you really going to be, you know, is everyone not going to be happy with that and have Longley, like I say, as that player? So
yeah, I agree with that. Look, we can judge it until the window shuts. The window's only been open 2 weeks. And we need squad players as well. You can just, it doesn't mean Longley's going to start every game. We get a Tapsuba, as you said, Mia, and get Van der Den as well. There's some centre backs. You're going to need Longley and Romero for a bit. You're going to need Longley there for a little bit of experience as well. So, and Kate just put in the second part of medical is completely documented.
Yeah.
Venom Valcano is set to be unveiled as a new Tottenham player. Well, we'll bring you the latest news on that. When that happens, we'll get LMAO. What depressing if Kane leaves, fulfills his ambition, winning a trophy, and Spurs are stuck with leaving Lewis, sapping the life force out of this club. The force until now is hollow shell. Look, we have to see what happens at the end of this window. That's all we can do. I'm not going to get worked up over it, and I don't think anyone should, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. Mia, look, we've had more breaking news there. Do you know, what do you see happening in the next week? And then give you a channel or plug then.
I think we're going to get some more signings in. I think we're going to get the Maddison deal done. I think we're going to say, here we go. I think we're going to get a toast. I think we're going to get a Tapsoba. I think that's going to be the next one we get done. And then I think we're going to look at trying to get some of the dead wood out, because don't forget, the 1st of July is the official date that Ange starts. So I feel like that we're going to have a lot more movement. But I feel like in the background, Ange is there kind of like instructing on what he wants. And I feel like these three, if those players come in, I feel I would be fairly happy with that if that's what Ange wants. So, yeah.
Ellie, what's your thoughts? And do you want to give your channel a plug, Mia?
Oh, yes. If you don't know, then get to know. Give your head a wobble. Give your head a wobble. If you don't know, go over to Spurs Between the Lines. I put the link in a few times. If you could please go over and subscribe.
Jacob's asking, is Ange a signing or a club signing, Mia?
Is Longley an Ange signing or club signing?
Well, I would say that if all the other signings are approved by Ange, I would have thought that he had to approve Longley. I don't think that they would get Longley. If they said to Postecoglou and said, listen, Ange, we're going to get you two centre-backs as like younger, you know, good centre-backs, and then we're going to bring you in as an experienced one in Longley as a backup. Are you happy with that? I can imagine him saying, okay, let me have a little look what he can do, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. You know, I can't see only some of these players not being Ange and some being Ange, to be honest with you. It seems like he is getting consulted on them, to be honest.
Yeah, look, it is what it is. We need defenders in. And if we get out the likes of Dyer, Sanchez and the rest of the Deadwood, then I'm happy with that. Yeah,
can I quickly ask the chat, who would you prefer? Would you prefer we kept Dyer or got a Longley in? I'm sure that everybody would rather have Longley as the backup than to have Dyer, surely.
You know, and also, do you know, we all know Levy's going to get it in the neck whatever he does. Do you know what I mean? Whatever he does, he's going to get it in the neck.
True.
So there's no... we've got Bobby Andrews saying Dyer.
Yeah, Dyer.
Corey says neither of them clowns. Neither, says Kate.
But you can't have neither. That is not my question. If I gave you the option of neither, then you can answer neither. But that was not my question. We're in court now, guys. You answer the question directly. I asked you a direct question. Would you rather have Dyer or would you rather have Longley? That is the question.
Yeah, that's
I'd have Longley over Dyer all day long.
Yeah.
Stuart Wheeler, rather have Dyer than Longley.
My grandmother is
The thing is,
Dyer.
if that's people's opinions, that's perfectly fine. You know, that's fine. But I'm just saying, I think as a backup, we need to get rid of a lot of players, and Longley is probably someone that's not a too bad of an option.
I think Longley gets a bad rap. I mean, he does some really good things as well. All right, he's not the fastest at turning, and he's not the best defender, but he is really good at passing because I've seen his passing, and it's on point.
And also, do you really expect the club to get someone who's going to be the backup and pay a lot of money for them? It's not realistic because they're not going to be playing. So nobody wants to come in and be the backup. If Longley's happy to do that for such a small price, I feel like that's probably, like I say, a reasonable compromise in my opinion, because you are going to have him as a backup. And like I say, he's going to be sitting on a bench. He's not going to be playing. So if we need him, we've got him there. And, you know, I feel like that's something that's like a good, cheaper option to do, because we're not going to spend big money on 3 centre-backs, guys. Come on, it's not realistic.
Look,
atrocious is a bit of a harsh word.
I think you're all mad, Bobby Andrews. Do you realise what his wages are? Well,
no, he's going to have to half them. He's not going to pay. We're not going to pay him the same wages.
No.
Look, we all want quality centre backs, but I don't know. You can never please everyone.
He's the backup, isn't he?
Yeah, that's all. He's coming in as a squad player. Everyone's going mad. You know, they're going more mad over Longley hoping to sign for us than Harry leaving to go to Bayern Munich.
Oh God!
The thing is,
really.
Jacob, we don't know that one of these is going to be Longley, because by the looks of it, I don't think it will be, because we're looking at 2 centre backs now. One of them is going to be Tapsoba, and then we're going to move on to another one, and one of them is not. I don't think Longley at all. I really don't think that.
We've got Nelson on the radar as well.
Yeah,
he's a very good player. Now he'll be a backup to Romero, because he plays on Romero's side, and he's not as versatile as Van der Ven. He's more like a right centre back.
You need at least 4 centre backs in a squad at least. So, and then Van Taylor says, "Why have we let Mundell go?" Well, we said the other day he never made an appearance, so he knew he wasn't getting any first team football here at Tottenham. That's why he's left. It's as simple as that. And you know, the protests will go through the roof if we do get long. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, we're trying to rebuild the squad, and look, we've got a bad defence as it is. We're trying to replace it with sort of better centre backs than we had. And Longley wasn't the worst of them last season. He really wasn't the worst of them. And for me, I thought he did well for what I'm seeing. Dyer is a complete moonhead. Look, did Dyer give the ball to Liverpool? He headed the ball to a Liverpool player to score. And he gets no abuse. He gets nobody saying anything about him. He's a great defender. Do you know, if you listen to Dave Harris, he's been telling you for the last 2 years how bad Sanchez and Dyer have been, how many goals they've conceded us.
I think most fans know that Dyer is not good, you know.
Well, Bobby Andrews said to keep Dyer to prove himself.
Why would we? What's he going to prove? He's been with us 8 years. He hasn't proved anything.
I think people are missing the point. I don't believe this is going to be someone who's going to be regularly starting. We're going to have 2 centre backs, one to go in with Romero and another one, and then another one. So that's what it's going to be, I think, anyway. I don't think that Ange would approve it otherwise. I'm going to be honest. I really don't. But let people entitled to their opinions, you know? People are entitled to their opinions.
Just the last bit of news before we go. Yeah, we know what you said. I'm going to get that coming up. Tottenham have registered their interest in Manchester United skipper Harry Maguire. Now, would you prefer Maguire or Longley?
Oh, God. No, I would prefer Maguire over Longley, no.
No, I mean, I
said... the England Maguire,
Yeah. The problem is Maguire's going to cost a lot more money and probably be on more wages, where I think Longley will take a massive pay cut, because he knows, you know, they're trying to get rid of him, so that he's going to take a massive pay cut, man. He's not going to be on what he is on at Barca.
Tottenham are yet to indicate whether they will bid for Maguire. There is no certainty they will, but interest has been registered in a player who former manager Pochettino wanted to sign from Hull City before the defender moved to Leicester and then joined United. So that's the latest on that one. Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's what makes football the game it is, and then that's what makes these channels as good as they are. They rarely do have their own opinions, but people need to calm down a little bit. He hasn't signed. I mean, for what it is, Tottenham are reportedly set to sign. It doesn't mean that he is signing. He's reportedly set to sign on a permanent transfer, according to Spanish outlet Sport. So it doesn't mean that the deal is going to go through and he's going to be holding up the shirt tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean, Bobby Andrews says, keep Dyer, Sam McGree, and then you have Mr. Dyer. Don't sign Longley or Maguire, for Christ's sake. But you're a man that wants to give Eric Dyer a chance to prove himself. Do you know?
I don't know. Like I say, I just feel like that we just. I think that we just, like I say, need to judge the window when it's finished. I think then I think we'll be able to.
I agree with you
judge.
100%. Stuart Wheeler says, and his Obi-Wan Kenobi picture. Maguire makes sense principally as a means of keeping Kane happy. That said, I don't think he is terrible. He would not be playing for England if he was terrible.
Yeah, but even
if it was the Maguire from Leicester, Grant. But I just think I think the Maguire I think the move to United for the big fee and everything got to him a little bit. We've got David Pinkus says, my fridge is faster than Dyer.
Isn't Maguire doesn't play in the 2 though when he plays for England? No. So that's the thing. I don't think he'll be good in the 2. I really don't.
Well, look, we just have to see. We just have to see what happens, don't we? Well, I've had a bit of joy doing this show, so thank you very much for watching. Mia, get over to Spurs Between the Lines. If anything breaks on the Harry Kane news, we will be back live later. Either myself, Mia, or Ellie. We will be back later. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for getting in contact, putting your thoughts in on comments as well. It's great to interact with you all. So there's Mia's channel, Spurs Between the Lines. Hit that. So look, thank you very much for watching. Whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your day. When you on next, Mia?
Tomorrow I'm live at 8:45 a.m. So catch me there, guys. All the latest updates. We'll be talking about it all. And having, like I say, good conversations. Make sure everybody after this, make sure you all leave your comments in mine and in THFC Tie-Dye's comment section, because that really helps as well. Interact with us if you're watching it on the playback. We want to know all
and
your
also
opinions.
Hit the like button because it does help with the algorithm. Please, everyone get over to United Spurs of America. They're live in 25 minutes. John, Jacob and Michael, as they bring you all the latest news. And look, with some great, again, we've got great show Tequila as well. And then we've got where's this one? DJ, he says, I enjoyed the show even with the loathe of Woglet.
Wrong.
And then Kate's on later too. Let us know what time you're on, Kate, and we'll everyone get over to there. But listen, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Mia. Thanks, Ellie, for coming on. Whatever you do, we're back tomorrow at 4 with Newsbeat. Will we be announcing the Kane departure? Who knows? But whatever happens, you'll hear it here first. The home of Spurs breaking news. THFC till I die. We'll be back later. Come on, you Spurs. In Ange we trust.
In Ange we trust.
I hope we're still live.